Well, it looks like another well-known sneaker store is shutting its doors, and this one is a bit of a surprise. Cool Kicks Las Vegas location has officially closed just under 2 years of being open. Cool Kicks has long been a fixture in the sneaker scene, with their flagship Melrose store in Los Angeles operating for over 9 years. Over time, that single location not only has expanded in size, but also evolved into a full-blown tourist attraction for celebrities, rappers, and social media hang-ons. But let's be honest here, customers at Cool Kicks aren't lining up to score reasonably priced sneakers. They're there for the spectacle. It's the chance to watch Los Angeles' loudest personalities in their natural habitat, to take part in the theater of sneaker culture. And whatever you're buying, you're not just buying a pair of shoes, you're buying into the brand, the hype, and the name recognition that Cool Kicks has spent cultivating for years. Cool Kicks also runs another Los Angeles spot called Cool Kicks Farmers Market. It's an interesting choice of name, considering they're not selling fresh, locally grown produce, but rather mass-produced branded merchandise and sneakers marked up like they are rare, exotic, imported fruits. And when you look at Cool Kicks, their sprawling business model built on their own branded merchandise, their huge e-commerce presence through Whatnot and online sales, plus what I can only imagine is still respectable foot traffic, you would think out of all of these sneaker shop competitors, they'd be the ones to weather the storm. Even in the middle of this historic sneaker drought, their brand seemed built to stand the test of time. But with their Las Vegas store now shut down, it does raise some serious questions. Their Cool Kicks Las Vegas store sat inside the Forum Shops at Caesar, and just from the storefront alone, designed like the grand gates of a mega castle, you could tell they were aiming for opulence. Step inside and you're met with high-end wooden display shelves and a polished retail layout that just screams luxury. The entire mall caters to an affluent crowd, and the Forum Shops in particular draw in wealthy foreign tourist gamblers eager to take their casino winnings and blow them on absurdly overpriced, heavily marked up Jordans. I mean, the ceiling of this dystopian place is designed with a fake futuristic sky. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, completely unnecessary, and just the right amount of facade to make you forget that the moment you step outside of this futuristic bubble, you're greeted by the sight of addicts lining the streets, injecting whatever the latest futuristic chemical cocktail straight into their veins. But just guesstimating the price of rent that Cool Kicks may have been having to pay could be anywhere from $33,000 to $50,000 a month, equating to $500,000 a year. This estimate is based on their likely square footage combined with the steep premium that comes with planting your storefront in such an over-the-top, luxury-soaked location. It's clear that the rent alone, before even accounting for employee wages, operational overhead, and the constant need to keep inventory stocked, just wasn't worth it for Cool Kicks in the long run. And honestly, who can blame them? Especially when you consider that Las Vegas tourism has been steadily declining all year. Starting in February, each subsequent month saw drops in overall visitor volume, amounting to nearly 1 million fewer guests compared to the same period in 2024. And it's not just the large, high-end stores feeling the pinch. Even small, local restaurants are seeing similar declines. Now think about it. If taco shops selling $10 Mexican meals are struggling, imagine a boutique like Cool Kicks selling Air Jordan 1s for $1,000 a pop. Some of these restaurants are now charging $20 for a single bottle of water. Who in their right mind would willingly pay for that? The tourists visiting Las Vegas aren't middle class anymore. Many are being priced out as businesses raise price just to stay afloat. All of this creates an extremely challenging environment for Cool Kicks, a store that solely relies on attracting the upper class clientele willing to drop $1,000 on a single pair of Jordans. When you really break it down, the overhead for a place like Cool Kicks in the Forum Shops is staggering. The sheer volume of sales needed just to cover expenses barely adds up, and to put it bluntly, the monthly rent alone could fund a small mansion. Constantly flipping sneakers and marketing them as high-end, an illusion slowly being recognized by the masses who still equate any Nike or Jordan, sneakers often made by underpaid workers in Bangladesh, with real value, must have been nearly impossible at the escalating price points needed to keep the lights on. Even with luxury branding and occasional celebrity visits, steady cash flow was never guaranteed. Hype and notoriety might get people in the door, but the real challenge is getting them to actually spend the money. Layer that on top of the steady decline in Las Vegas tourism and the broader collapse of the sneaker resale market, and it becomes blatantly obvious why shutting down the store was the smartest move. Better to save the money than pour it into a location that likely hadn't seen net income for months. While Cool Kicks still operates 2 other locations in Los Angeles that seem to be doing fine and aren't facing the same financial strain, one can only imagine the struggles of smaller sneaker stores with limited online presence, remote or less trafficked locations, and the same high-cost inventory. These shops are forced to mark up sneakers even higher just to stay afloat as their sneaker resale prices are slowly declining. Honestly, it's a little satisfying to see some of these stores close. Their levels of exploitation are absurd, but it's also a necessary evil to make their business model work. With sneaker hype declining, consumers increasingly unwilling to pay inflated resale prices, and the general economic climate putting pressure on discretionary spending, the writing is written on the wall. Only the most established stores with the strongest branding, the smartest online strategy pivots, and the lowest overhead will survive this sneaker shakeout. But for how long? How long can these sneaker stores realistically hold out, relying entirely on sneakers sitting on their shelves to guarantee revenue? With hype fading, resale prices dropping, and consumer patience dwindling, the model is getting increasingly more unstable each and every year that the sneaker market is slowly declining. I mean, everyone knows this. You guys watching, hey Matthew, is your name Matthew watching this video? Do you know that? At some point, the overhead, inventory costs, and market pressures catch up, and the only viable path forward is either a complete reinvention of the business or shutting doors to cut losses.